Tamiya Dynastorm, without doubt one of my favourite cars in my collection. Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again thank you for stopping by. So as I said, this is now one of my most prized possessions in my collection. So this is the 2001 Tamiya Dynastorm, and I've now almost got it finished. There's one more thing to do to this car, but we'll talk about that at the end of the video. It's gorgeous. It's everything I wanted it to look like and more, if I'm honest. Now, it's important to say before we get into this what this car is for me and what I wanted. I could have done a box art Dynastorm and loved it, but this car for me was always going to be a tribute car to the prototype TRF 211X, and I've done that in a couple of different ways. I posted, when I finished this car, I posted a few pictures on my Facebook group, and there were a couple of guys who didn't get it, what I was doing. And again, you know, that's the beauty of this hobby. What I've done to this to make it a tribute, in my sort of opinion, I really like. Anyway, we'll bring a camera over and we'll have a good look at what I've done. But yeah, as cars go, this is right up there now. So the first thing we've done with this car is pretty obvious. We've gone full carbon on it, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. So this is the full Fiberlight Dynastorm chassis set. We do a couple of variations. They do one that looks very similar to the 211X, and I actually wanted that one, but at the time I believed that the standard Dynastorm body wouldn't fit. But I've just learned very recently that it would. So anyway, I'm really happy with this. So the full chassis set consists of obviously the large main chassis, that very long top deck, and then you've got your front carbon shock tower, rear carbon shock tower, you've got your middle battery stay, and then at the back you have that motor guard in carbon as well. And yeah, I've got to be honest, it's absolutely gorgeous in carbon. I had no problems whatsoever with the Fiberlight chassis. It all went together really well. I said I wouldn't change it to the other one. In the future we may well do, just because it looks more like the actual 211X chassis. But again, I am extremely happy with how this has gone together. Just put a couple of Tamiya decals on just to liven that carbon up slightly. So the next thing to do with this at some point, I want to take the blue anodizing off the shocks, because the original 211, I believe it had the sleeved shocks, but they were in silver, polished silver. Now again, this is something Lee did on his, where he just used oven cleaner. That takes the anodizing straight off, and then dry it off, and then you need to polish them up to get a shine, and otherwise it'll look a little bit raw. But that's the final sort of step for this, just to get it how I want it. And the silver shocks will be it'll be quite a dramatic look compared to the standard blue ones, what everyone's used to. So I do think that's going to be kind of cool. So just a quick one on the wheels, and again a massive shout out to Craig, who paints my stuff. He's gone above and beyond on this one. So I asked him to match the TRF pink colour that he did on the shell on the wheels. So he primed and painted and then glossed over. And I can't tell you how much these things pop. It's an absolute amazing colour. And for me, I think it's a pretty close colour to the actual 211X wheels that came in the kit. So that's worked a treat. And the eagle-eyed of you will have noticed that these are an original round spike tyres as well. They're not the square spikes. So they're original tyres, which makes it even cooler, to be honest. But yeah, them wheels are gorgeous. And then onto the wing. Craig kind of did this pattern on his own. I wasn't too bothered how the wing was going to look. I just wanted the blue sides and the colours on it. But yeah, the way he's done it's excellent. So I've put a big, obviously, TRF sticker on the back just to break it up. Now, I did, let's get a better grip of this. I did make these custom 211X decals for wing sides. Again, I'm not 100% sure if I will keep them on. But for now, they do look pretty cool. And in the cabinet downstairs, this thing pops with those silver edges on the wing. I didn't even ask for that, Craig just did that. And that's a really nice touch. So yeah, I'm really happy with how that wing looks. And then of course we have the main body shell. Now, again, we did copy Lee's. Lee had white and then he did the blue here. But we've gone for different colours now. Obviously, because it's a tribute to the prototype TRF 211X, then for me it had to be in TRF colours, but obviously not the normal flame pattern that we do. So I personally think this works really well with that silver chrome effect as well. It's just absolutely superb, and it's not in your face. It's bright, but it's not like a true sort of standard box art TRF design where it really is sort of standing out in your face. Again, I cut some 211X decals up for the side of that shell. I could take them off, I don't know. I'm going to leave it all on until I've got the shocks done, and then I'll make a decision on that. But yeah, hardly any decals on that whatsoever. But without doubt, one of my favourite shells so far from Craig. And then for me personally, I think it just looks it looks just as good without the shell on. With it, you know, just the wing and the wheels, and with all the carbon sparkling and what have you. Again, just need the silver shocks to take the anodizing off to finish it. But it hasn't got the side rails on at the moment. Those plastic side rails go on the sides, but I just think with them off, I don't know, it just gives it. I really do enjoy the look of it. It's something very cool. So what I'll do now is I'll bang those side rails on, and that's the two plastic chassis side rails back on. So obviously those plastic sides are designed to fit the Dynastorm body, so you can Velcro it and really seal it up. Obviously, if I do go away from this type of chassis and I go for the 211X look, then I think the main chassis is slightly narrower. It doesn't fit these sides on, and it's got a completely different shape top deck. But it will look very cool, but it might not be as practical. If I was just going to keep this and not run this car, then that would probably be the thing to do. But it might be a little bit awkward to get the shell mounted correctly with that other variation of the chassis. So I think for now anyway, we'll stick with what we've got. Right, let's get it built back up. And that's it all built back up. And again, for me, the thing is absolutely gorgeous. I just love it. It's a very special car to me, this. The Dynastorm just doesn't have a bad angle whatsoever, does it? It's absolutely so sleek looking. It's a cracking looking car. Just giving you a bit of a close up on the paintwork and what have you. And then of course the customary side view, and it's I love it, absolutely love it. So all I've got to do now at some point is get the shocks back off, strip them all down, get the oven cleaner, get them soaking in oven cleaner, and take the blue anodizing off. That takes it back to sort of raw alloy, and then you're supposed to polish them up just to give them that shine again. And then with the decals, the paint, the carbon, once the shocks are done, then it's that's my sort of level to the tribute car as far as I'm going to go, if that makes sense. There are other things I can put on it to make it more like the 211, but I don't need to do that. And then of course it's to get it running then once the snow's gone. We've got two motors for this one. We've got the actual Re motor, which is a 14 double, but that's not a rebuildable motor. But we've also got the genuine original pink Acto Power 2-wheel drive motor, which is fully modified. So it'd be really cool to sort of compare those two motors and see just what the actual difference is. So that's going to be cool. And we can always, if that's not quick enough with the original in, we could put something else in it to make it a little bit quicker if needed. And I suppose it'd be nice to take it to the Tamiya Legends Arena as well. Obviously I won't use these wheels because we'd chip that paint off in no time. Yeah, it would be nice to get this sort of running, ragging round and doing a few jumps, because this pretty much, I think without a shadow of a doubt, is Tamiya's best two-wheel drive vintage car they've ever done, not including the TRFs, although you wouldn't class them as vintage, would you? So yeah, this is the best two-wheel drive vintage car that Tamiya's ever done, and looks-wise, it's just second to none in my opinion. Anyway, I'll wrap this video up here. So once again, guys, thanks so much for watching. It's massively appreciated. If this is the first time you've just clicked on one of my videos, maybe you could please consider liking and subscribing and support us. And if you do that, smash that notification bell for our weekly videos. And as always, guys, happy arseeing.